Welcome, everybody, to this week's episode of The Providers. This week, Steve is still on his work hiatus, trying to get things caught up for the old What Can Brown Do For You company. And I've got Todd Bowen, good friend of mine, back in the studio with me. This is actually his second appearance on the show now. Todd and I go back about 40 years, which is crazy to think about. We are not that old, are we? But we are. And man, we've got some memories to share. We have been doing a lot of hunting together. He was one of the original parts of Pass Through Productions, and we've got some stories to tell between some ways that Pass Through got started years ago, all the way up to modern day with getting the kids involved and stuff. So if you're into hearing old deer stories, this is going to be a good episode for you, and we hope you guys enjoy it.
Like leaving boot prints in the mud. As the crisp morning air stands up your neck of hair and your adrenaline starts to flood. When you're a provider, you understand the things the woods can do. How you can lose yourself in the things that you love, but you can find yourself in them too. Yeah, we're the hard-working, hard-hunting, free-as-a-fair land providers. Yeah, we're the hard-working, hard-hunting, free-as-a-fair land providers.
Who doesn't love making a delicious meal for their family? Smokin' at Smokers allow you to do just that. Simply set the settings and walk away, only to come back hours later to have a delicious meal waiting for you. Smokin' at Smokers, when only the best will do.
All right, so this week I have longtime friend Todd Bowen back in the studio with me. This is actually his second appearance now on the podcast, which is pretty cool. So Todd and I go back... I think kindergarten. We had to have known each other in kindergarten. We're from a school that graduated 70 kids. Yep. So we go back to Little League baseball days. We go back to 3-on-3 basketball tournament
Gus
days.
Mackers.
Oh yeah, playing the Gus Macker. I remember playing at your house as a little kid, like
birthday parties, sleepovers.
Holy cow! Like it goes way back. But so Todd and I both essentially started hunting a little bit later in life.
Yep.
From some of the other guys, and 16, 17, 18 years old, kind of started getting into it. So we've been kind of throwing together some old memories, and it's funny how they just keep building up on each other.
Reminiscing.
Like we're talking almost 25 years of hunting stories at this point. But Todd was one of the original four that started Pass Through Productions, but we were even just talking that prior to Pass Through Productions, do you remember how the conversation even came up about filming something?
It was back in the days where, we were watching Real Tree Monster Bucks on TV.
On VHS.
Yeah.
Probably VHS.
Yeah. And the Primos guys, but yeah, it was DVDs, VHS.
Because
we're telling our age, but
the first time we filmed, though, I don't even remember why we decided to do it that specific day or whatever.
Because my mom had a Sony Handycam. I don't know.
We did. It was a tiny little handycam. I don't even remember what those filmed on.
Those tiny little cassettes. I don't know what they're called.
That was it. Those were mini DVs or whatever they were called. So anyways, we have this tiny little family handheld camcorder.
Yeah.
With probably
no plan.
5 times zoom on it. Yeah. Like it was horrible video quality, but everything was back then, I guess.
Right.
And somehow you called me or something that the guys in Dansville were going to run coyotes with the dogs, right?
There was a coyote hunt going on. Yeah.
And you knew those guys a little bit, right?
Yeah.
You had some kind of a connection.
I'd been on a few hunts with them, and yeah.
So how many of them were there?
Oh, that's probably a dozen guys. The way they hunt coyotes with dogs, they'll run dogs through sections And then guys in trucks with CBs will be on the road.
Yeah, the CB radios flying around. And
Yeah.
so for some random reason,
Let's film this.
Let's go film this. And ironically, out of all the places for the coyote to end up, it ends up on your family property.
Yeah.
So
It sure did.
So yeah.
Do you remember where it was? How they got it?
Yeah, it was in that dead tree, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it ran.
Went up a hollow tree.
Yes.
And my cousin was out in the woods cutting wood that day.
Yes.
And when they pinpointed where he was, they had him make a cut. And it was, I mean, we have good footage of that.
Yeah. Didn't he nick his ear or something? Like it was so close that it was nicked like the coyote's ear.
Opened it up and his head was right there. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was.
If we could find that footage, that would be sweet.
Even if we can, I don't know if I can figure out a way to show it on modern technology.
Graduated.
Oh man. So that was kind of the start of things.
Yeah, that was the ideas, that, hey, it would be cool if, why don't we?
And you were thinking back then the name was
Backwoods Boys.
The Backwoods Boys.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
And I remember taking it home and doing some little cheap editing on it.
Right.
I don't remember even what I used, but so that was before
Pastor Productions.
Yeah, that was probably a year or two before Steve and I bought the big GL2 video camera that everybody passed around.
The golden standard.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, holy cow. So that was a long time ago. So technically our first hunt together on video then would have been the coyote hunt, even though
we weren't.
We were just kind of following around and watching what those guys were doing. And then from there, man, like
it ramped up from there.
Yeah, there was a lot of filming, a lot of hunting, having fun,
a lot of learning, a lot of failing. Hey, we're not above it. We failed.
So I'm trying to remember what our first kill was together.
It wasn't the one with a muzzleloader.
Wasn't?
It was not.
It was not? You think it was a ground blind?
That or a doe. It might have been doe days.
The early doe season?
Yep.
So I was filming you then for that, right?
Yep.
And that was we did an early doe hunt with probably 10 or 12 guys.
Yeah.
Made a whole weekend out of it. Like it was awesome.
You mentioned it in a few episodes ago.
Yeah.
It's a good one.
Previous podcast. Yeah, that was...
Man, I miss that. I really wish we could do that again.
Yeah.
So fun.
Yeah, so we packed a bunch of guys. We pulled a couple RVs into Joe's barn.
Yep.
So we had some climate control.
Yeah.
But everybody had a place to sleep.
Yeah.
Man, we ate like champs on the grill.
It's just deer camp, like camaraderie.
Oh, it was. And the funny thing is most of us weren't more than 10 miles from home, but we all stayed there for the weekend together and hung out. And then we paired up into teams of two and went out to see who could kill does that weekend.
Yeah.
And I shot one. You filmed me shooting one the first morning.
Yep.
And then that evening we switched and you were out at your family property and had a doe come through like last light and you dumped her in the bean field.
Luminoc,
right? Yeah, that was
standing
awesome.
beans. Yeah, I can remember. It's crazy how we have those memories.
Yep. And then we had a hunt. Well, you were part of Midwest Whitetail too.
Yep.
So when a majority of our group kind of did the Midwest Whitetail thing in parallel with Passu Productions because Bill Winke was cool with the fact that we had our own show because it was nowhere near the size of Bill Winke's show. So
plus he was just looking for, guys that were filming in a whole bunch of states.
Yeah, he wanted
the whole Midwest.
He wanted pro staff, and at that point it was broken up by state. It wasn't even broken up by regions.
We were Midwest Whitetail, Michigan.
Yeah.
With our own producer and
Tony Hansen was running that.
Yep.
And now
had to send him tapes.
Tony's working with Realtree, right?
Yeah.
I think he's working for Realtree.
I've kind of lost touch, but
he's on
good dude.
Mark Kenyon's show every now and then. I hear him get referenced and stuff. So it's kind of crazy that I remember those days.
Yep.
But you kind of paired off because you had already moved by that point.
Yeah, it was Yeah.
So you'd moved over to the west side. So you kind of teamed up with. Did you team up with Jake? No,
yeah,
Austin
mainly. Yep.
Because Jake was with Brandon. That's right.
Yep.
Because they were west side too. So so those guys were together, and then I was paired up with Joe and Steve and Ron.
Yeah.
Kind of did their thing, and so at that point it became more. It was more like team oriented, like you were running around with your teammate because it was the most convenient thing to do.
Yep.
But we managed to run into some random weekend that you came back over this way.
Yep.
And I don't remember why, but I was determined that I wanted to set up a ground blind on that property that I had at the time.
Yeah.
And I used to see some good deer back there. Like I'd shot some good bucks back there. But for some reason, instead of going up in a tree stand, I went and set up a ground blind.
The roaming gnome.
And it started early. We just nobody caught it until the Ohio guys picked on me about it.
Hey, I listen to these.
So
I'm on to you.
So I set up a ground blind, and I think I brushed it in by laying a log across the top of it. More so to make sure that the wind didn't blow it away. And then the next day, you and I went and sat down in it, and we're like, well, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
And it was, I remember it being an awesome morning. Like you were filming an owl or something in the tree. We had action going on. And then all of a sudden we look over and there's a buck walking right towards us. And to be honest with you, I still think it's the first deer I've killed out of it might be the first deer it was the only buck I've killed off the ground.
With a bow?
I think with a bow or a gun, it's the only buck I've killed off the ground.
Okay.
And for it being a, 100-inch 8-point, maybe 100 inches, I don't even know. I don't remember. It looked so big coming at us. Man. Like we were so excited.
Yeah.
And
that's a great buck. Come on, don't be downplaying it.
It was a good buck. It was a good buck.
From the ground,
especially at that point in my hunting career. Yeah, at that point in my hunting career, that was probably the biggest buck. Well, one of the biggest bucks I'd shot at that point.
Yeah.
So, do you remember though? I drew back on that deer, and he stopped behind that tree.
Yeah.
Because somehow I watched that video, and you're talking to me the whole time, like, squeeze your back, pull your elbow.
That's right.
Squeeze your back,
encouraging.
And I'm like, oh, I'm gonna die. Like I think it was over a minute and a half that I held my draw.
Did you ever let it down?
No, I never let it down.
So he did take a step.
But as soon as he cleared that step, man, it was done. So yeah, I think that was our. That might have been our only buck kill that you and I got on camera.
Right. Yeah.
We tried hard at your place. I came out and filmed you a bunch at your property.
Yes.
And we filmed bucks, but we just never sealed the deal on them. But
I think that reminds me. I think I filmed you shoot a doe at that same property around that same time, because I distinctly remember you saying, "I'm not going to shoot a doe today," and we saw a group of does. And then another group of does, and then another group of does, and then at one point, you were like, "I've had enough.
Done with this.
21 does. I'm done." And
I do remember that. Yeah, I do. Now that you say that, that I remember saying the number of deer, and I'm like, that's where I draw my limit.
Yep. I've had enough.
That's funny. So that was you filming me for that.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So. And then I remember, so filming is a very coordinated effort between hunter and filmer. Am I right?
Yeah, I think I know where you're going with this.
People don't understand the amount of things that have to coordinate to film a hunt successfully.
Yeah.
Number one being, back then, a lot of times we had climbers. Mm-hmm. If we were hunting together, we had climbers. And you always had to set up with, typically if the guy shoots right-handed, you wanted to be in your climber 90 degrees off the tree to his right side.
Correct.
In hopes that you could get the ultimate shot of over the shoulder, see the bow, see the
strong
gun.
Side.
Yep. So you already had to figure out what tree you're going to set up in. Then once you're up there and you see an animal, you've got the camera guy focusing pretty much just on that little screen.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's got to be in focus. It's got to be zoomed
Yep.
right, whatever. And then obviously you got the hunter thinking whatever the hunter's thinking.
And we always had a camera arm. Like, we didn't do freehand back then. We were take it serious.
Which is funny because I still see like Drury's freehand stuff.
I know.
And I'm like, I don't know how they could do that.
Right.
I'd have been shaking all over the place.
And we were told not to. We were
Right.
told that was not professional, but
Yep.
I don't know. These days they do. But
And-
always had a camera arm, a heavy, clunky camera arm.
Yeah, weighed an extra 15 pounds on the back of your climber when your bag, and the
Only getting
GL2
certain
camera weighed
angles.
like an extra 3 pounds. Like, that was a big camera.
Yep.
But you had to have a method to your madness. Like,
Yes.
there had to be communication so that I think more so we were taught, even though you had a camera arm, you got the deer in the frame, and then I always tried to take my hand off of
Oh, yeah.
the handle that you were
Yep.
moving the camera with right before the shot. So when the
Yep.
shot goes off, the camera doesn't jump.
Right.
Because you're going to jump a little bit. You're going to flinch.
Yep.
So we're on a muzzleloader hunt. You know which one I'm talking about?
Oh, yeah. Yep. I do.
We're on a muzzleloader hunt. It's late season. It was cold.
Yeah, snow.
I think it was like getting to that point of the morning that it was like, let's call this. I'm freezing. What are we doing out here? And here comes a group of does coming through the woods.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm trying to focus on them. I'm trying to make sure I'm getting my footage and stuff. I can see Todd getting the gun ready. And what'd you say to me?
Well, the communication is between the cameraman and the hunter is the hunter would usually say, "Are you on him?"
Yes.
Cameraman says yes or no.
Yes.
Not yeah, not huh, not what.
Right.
It's yes
Clear.
or no.
Yep. Yep.
And so that was our communication system. So yeah, I'm getting ready. Like, as a hunter, you almost forget about having the camera guy there. Mm-hmm. And so these deer are coming in. I've got one picked out. Oh, that's another thing. Which deer are you shooting?
Oh, yeah.
When they're coming in.
Yeah.
Through the woods, you have branches and trees, and some of them are stopping, some of them are moving ahead.
Yeah, you pick one out, and
Yeah.
you're like number 3, and
Yeah.
then all of a sudden number 3 becomes number 1, and
Yep.
you're hoping the hunter and the camera guy are still looking at the same deer.
Yeah.
So, yeah, there's a lot of crap
And that happens
goes on.
fast.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not like you're having a conversation with a normal voice like
Right.
this, or looking at them, picking up any type of body language.
Right.
You're focused on the deer. The cameraman's focused on the deer.
Yep. Yeah, and yeah, the hunter's in kill mode.
Yeah. And so I guess I couldn't help it that day. I was in kill mode, and so I think I raised up on the deer. I clicked the safety off, and I said, "Are you on him?" Boom!
I didn't even have time to respond.
I didn't wait.
I was like, what?
I was on him.
What was that?
Hey, they were in the open. You should be on them. Do your job. No, I don't know.
Because the only other thing that gets more frustrating is you spend all this time and effort
Oh my gosh.
to make this scenario work.
Yeah.
And then if it doesn't work for some reason, it's like,
Huge letdown.
oh, it's a huge light.
Yeah.
I think Steve talked about it on a previous episode where he was recording that buck. He was self-filming. He was recording that
Oh,
buck
yeah.
coming in.
Yep.
And
Hunter first.
he shoots a great buck.
Yeah.
It wasn't his fault. The video camera was having problems, and he moved it at the right angle that it stopped recording.
Oh.
And when he found that out after the fact, he said it like destroyed the whole hunt to him because he didn't get it on camera. Mm-hmm. And that's how focus driven we were at that point.
I remember
Like,
many times you saying, "Oh, I can't go out without a camera," because you self-filmed a lot too.
I did. And yeah, and
Your thought
self-filming was a whole different battle, but I didn't have anybody else that had
But I
the
remember
time
you
I had
saying,
to do it.
if it's not on film, it's almost like it didn't happen.
Yep.
And that was just a mentality that you get into after filming.
And you had to have that mentality when you're trying to make the show and
Right.
you're trying to produce for Midwest Whitetail and all that. So if something fell apart,
Yep.
it was so frustrating. But yeah,
It fell apart that day. I think the worst part is I missed.
I do
did
think
not get that
I
deer.
was on the deer, I think, too, when you shot.
Okay. Your hand was probably on the camera.
Oh, I'm sure, yeah. And I was like...
It probably jumped a mile.
But we just laughed. Like, all we could do was laugh because it was like, you want him? Yeah, boom! What the hell just happened?
Yeah. I was in the wrong. I did not wait for a confirmation.
Oh, but it was funny, though, because looking back on it, we still joke with each other about that.
Oh, yeah.
You know, every now and then, man, you want it? Yeah, boom! Like,
and I'm sure some of you can relate, too, because you just get that adrenaline starts to go, and, I mean, everything that you talk about in practice kind of goes out the window.
Yeah. And I remember too, as that happened sometimes, you felt like you were talking loud. Mm-hmm. You know, in your head, everything's going different than what's really happening.
You think you're going to scare the deer.
Yeah, or your camera guy's like, are you on him? And you think you're saying it loud, but really it's like, are you on him? And the camera guy doesn't hear, you know what I mean? The camera guy doesn't hear what you're saying and whatever, because everybody's
and
just...
lapel mics.
Yes. Oh, everything was so...
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a steep learning curve to figure all that out. So we tried to get a buck on camera. I tried to film you getting a buck on camera.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
several times.
You did get some bucks on camera, but not that I filmed.
Yeah.
But I tend to be your drag out guy, so I can remember. I can remember some of your good buck hunts. And last year you shot a good one, right?
Yeah.
Like, what happened? What date was that?
That was November 2nd. That was an evening hunt. And if you ever get the chance to hunt while they're cutting corn, do it.
Oh, that's right. They were cutting that night, weren't they? Or
they were cutting
corn
that day.
Yeah.
So the farmer is a buddy of mine. And so he texted me and said, hey, we're running corn today. I said, perfect. I am here. And so I think, I did get down midday for a quick bite. And then when I saw them pull in, I got back up in the tree, and it was pretty disappointing. They ran that whole field, and I only saw maybe 4 deer, but there's nothing like a fresh picked cornfield for an evening hunt for the deer to just come out and check it out.
On November 2nd, when you're sitting in a funnel between two bedding areas, which happen to cover 2 sides of the cut cornfield.
Yeah. You know this property.
Like, if you couldn't have drawn the scenario up any better. So what happened with that deer?
So, he came out. He was going from big woods to small woods and was out of range and started bumping some does around in the field. And then he disappeared for a while. Actually went into a piece of pine cover at a different neighbor's. 30 minutes later, saw him come out. And then, as luck would have it, I had a doe that he must have been bumping just bolt right down towards me. And she was getting out of the middle of the field into cover, and that's where I was sitting. So we were starting to lose light, but still had 20 minutes left. The doe got past me, and I thought to myself, okay, he's a couple 100 yards out in the field, but he could be here any second. So I just keep watching him, and he starts working his way kind of the same path she took. And 10 minutes before shooting light, he was at 18 yards broadside. So, and then I'm pretty sure I heard him go down. I did not see him go down, but I think...
Was I hunting that night? I might have been hunting too.
I think you might have been. I called you or texted you right away.
Yeah.
Said, hey, I think I got one down. Are you available? For what?
And the answer is always yes.
Well, no, here's
November
the answer.
2nd.
Is it a buck or a doe?
Yeah. Right. Yeah, what are we talking about here?
And then if it's a buck, how big is he? I'm like, Greg, do I shoot small bucks?
Yeah. True.
I'm just kidding. So, no, he came over, and sure enough, deer didn't go far. He helped me.
I go like 60, 70 yards into the woods. Yeah.
Yep. Able to get him out. And I think the coolest thing about that night was, not only the you get to experience a recovery with someone. But man, you took some sweet pictures that night.
Oh yeah, and that is one thing I've held on to since the filming days is like, oh, we can take some trophy pictures. Like,
right. And punching the tag and some black and white stuff and evening.
Yeah.
It was some lighting stuff. I'm like, dang.
That's kind of like been my replacement to the creativity of filming is now at least we can have the memory of recovering the animal and stuff. But
maybe we can throw a picture on.
That was a good deer. Yeah. We'll definitely show a picture of that one. And then, I remember we had a morning recovery that didn't go so well.
Yeah. Probably 80 yards away from that same spot I was just talking about. First light, just hear some crunching, look up, and here comes a shooter buck. And, 25 yards should be a chip shot. And I stick one right in his shoulder. I mean, the classic, super loud. Watch the arrow, like, bouncing with a luminoc as he ran into the woods. Just knew it right then. And called up Greg and said, hey, let's give this deer some time. I think we met up, went to breakfast.
Yeah.
Talked about it, came back a few hours later, and that deer got away.
We had blood.
Yeah, we had blood. We found the arrow.
Droplets of blood.
Droplets.
I mean,
the arrow backed out. It was intact. It wasn't broken. But
minimal penetration. You could tell the amount of blood on the arrow, but
I can't say for certain if that deer survived. I don't.
Yeah, you never got another picture or anything.
Yeah, I don't
did you?
remember pictures after that point, but
yeah,
they're tough. I mean, if you're a bow hunter and you've been a bow hunter long enough,
you're gonna lose them.
You'll have that experience, and it's no bueno.
Yep, sickening.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that makes me think because my brother shoulder shot one this year. My brother still swears that he shoulder shot an absolute monster like 15 years ago, 20 years ago. I don't remember how long ago it was, but he swore it was going to be the biggest deer in the county.
Oh boy.
And we tried for days to find that deer. And there were spots that deer stopped that it looked like you took a coffee cup of blood and dumped it on the ground, and then you're like, how much blood can these things lose? Yours was kind of like that. I mean, you'd hit spots where you had really good blood, and then it'd be drips. I'd lost a doe this year that I had a good blood trail for 200 yards, and she still wasn't dead, you know? And so it's amazing how tough these animals are, but it's also, I loved a blood trail.
Oh, yeah.
Like, I think trailing is its own art, basically. It's like a whole secondary hunt after you pull the trigger.
You're exactly right. That's a great way to explain that.
And it's fun if you're good at it.
Yeah.
And I think...
and you find the deer.
Yeah, and you find the deer. But it's... I don't know. I think it's cool to...
And I love doing it with friends, too. Like, it's... Because you can bounce side. Your mind is racing.
Yeah.
And you second guess everything if you're anything like me. And so it's always good to have someone to bounce ideas off of.
I think, too, the one thing I noticed when we were filming is how it was easy to go back and replay the film and be like, the last spot I saw the deer was right next to this specific tree, right?
Yes.
And then you talk about your mind racing, and you shoot a deer that's not on camera, and you have
no frame of reference.
I think it ran this way through this spot, but maybe they were 30 yards further than that. I mean, if you're off by more than 2 feet on your guess, you're not on blood, right?
And deer will sidestep, they'll backtrack, they'll hook around.
The spot that I thought I shot my doe this year was not, I was off by 10, 15 yards, but 10, 15 yards when you're looking for a drop of blood.
That could be an hour of time.
Yeah, trying to figure it out. So I do remember thinking that, like, man, I remember back in the day, I just pull up the video camera and go,
Where was he?
this is the last spot that I saw him at. And I could walk to that spot and go, yep, there's blood. Let's start.
Well, you can also examine the deer and what was he doing? Did he act hit? Did he look hit? Where did the arrow hit? Like,
right.
Just a lot more confidence.
Well, all right. So let's dive into that in case maybe we know something other people don't know. But what are the different ways that we've seen a deer react based on the shot?
Oh my gosh. Perfect example. This year, I was out with my son on the day after opening day, and this is firearm season. This is a 350 Legend. We had a 2.5-year-old 8-point come out 70 yards. The deer was completely broadside. I stopped him, and he took his time. He pulled the trigger, and I was filming with my phone, thankfully, but I mean, it goes back to everything you just said. Filming with the phone, I'm glad we were. That deer took that bullet, hindsight, we know, and you would never know he was hit.
Yeah.
In fact, Reed looked at me and said, I'm pretty sure I missed him. Did I hit him? Or did I miss him? I'm like, buddy, I have no idea.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm looking through a phone. I'm trying to look at the deer. I'm trying to follow the deer after the shot. I mean, yeah, a deer is going to run after a shot, but he didn't jump kick. He didn't drop. He just ran.
Yeah.
And so we were both like, oh my gosh, what happened?
And if you're not filming, how many people go, yeah, I missed him?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. There's been a lot of deer lost, I bet, for that reason right there.
Well, I missed him, and maybe you didn't.
Well, and then to your point of going back to look for blood, we did exactly what you said this year. We were out there with the phone and the footage, watching it, ranging back towards the blind. I mean, trying to triangulate all this stuff of, okay, there's a tree in the background. He was right in line with that. We were 70 yards. And where we walked out to, we were 20 yards off of finding blood. Mm-hmm. But when we took our time, looked, it brought us right to that spot. We saw some dirt. We found some blood. And there we go.
Game on, yeah.
Yep.
And I think, especially with these higher power cartridges, I mean, we haven't always been able to shoot 350s and 450s and stuff here in the lower part of Michigan. If you hit a deer with a shotgun slug, you tend to see a response.
Yeah.
But these straight wall cartridges are moving so fast that I don't even think the deer knows it's been hit. Like,
I think you're exactly right.
That's hot. Yeah. I'm going to run. Like,
what was that?
Yeah.
I'm just going to run because it's instinct. But that shot that I'm just told you about was double lung and took the top of the heart off.
Yeah.
The deer went 140 yards after that hit.
That's so crazy.
So that's one way they react. I mean, the best reaction I like is a huge mule kick.
Yeah.
That, to me, that means I punched through that diaphragm that's up in the vital cavity.
Yep.
It's not in the guts, and that
the mule kick tends to be the sign of
a
solid shot.
Yeah. Yep.
And then if you shoot them in the guts further back, they just kind of do that hunker. Yeah,
they can walk off.
Their back will
slow run.
Their back will curl down as they're walking. Usually their tail's down.
Yep.
I find if you shoot them in the vitals, usually tail's up.
Yeah.
They're hauling ass to get out of there. And if you gut punch one of them, man, that tail just like glues down between their legs, and you can it's almost like they look sick.
Yeah.
Instantly.
And it's almost like they're not in a hurry.
And I think having the knowledge now to try to pay attention after a shot.
Oh yeah.
Because we just talked about that adrenaline dump. That adrenaline dump's real.
That's real.
So how many times do you pull the trigger and black out? Mm-hmm. And then,
or even before you're shot,
the deer's 60 yards away, and now you're trying to piece together what the hell just happened in that last 5 seconds.
Right.
It takes a lot of mental capacity to say, watch this arrow or watch this shot hit the deer and follow whatever's happening afterwards. 'Cause
Oh, yeah.
that's so much of your indicator as far as if it's going to turn out successful.
And I mean, you can even go pre-shot. You're already, at this stage, in our maturity of hunting, I'm looking at the surrounding areas and I'm locating, okay, where is that deer? Where is he going to stop? Where should I stop him if I have to? Because now you're not thinking about that when you're thinking about drawing, when you're thinking about leveling your bow, when you're thinking about getting your anchor point. And I know all that stuff happens fast, but that's kind of my point. Like, you don't want to have to go back and think about, oh shoot, where was he? Or was he quartering away? Like, there's a lot going on at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
You want to get, that out of your system before you have to make the shot count.
And I can also say that I don't know that I've ever remember a hunt where I sat down. You sit down and you're like, oh, deer going to come from this way. I'm going to shoot it in this big open window right here. I don't think I've ever had a hunt that's worked out the way that I anticipated beforehand. So there's so many of these variables that are running through your head.
Yeah.
And then I feel like people think, oh, I made the shot, I'm done. But you're not done. Like, the important part of finding the deer is everything that happens after you touch the trigger.
Right.
And it's knowing where they ran and how they ran and do they look hurt? Do I need to give them time? Can I go?
Did you hear them go down?
Yeah. Can I go? That's the other thing. Listening. Right. Like, how many times have we sat there, even when we were filming with two guys in the tree, the cameraman wants to film the reaction, right? The excitement.
He's moving from the deer.
So the camera guy's moving back over to the hunter. And the camera guy wants the hunter to be all pumped up. Yeah, I shot one, sweet. And the hunter's sitting there going, everybody shut up for a minute.
Yeah.
And you're listening to hear, did I hear that deer crash? Did he run across the water? All these things that's like...
Man, I can't agree with you more.
Sensory overload.
Yeah. I feel like that reaction is kind of hype that you see on the shows or even a retake, because I was never a hyped up guy after a shot. That's unless I see that deer go down, which most of the time you don't when you're bow hunting.
You're right.
I am not celebrating. I am replaying everything on fast forward through my mind. Like, okay, what just happened? Where was he? Where'd he go? All these things we've been talking about. I am not celebrating yet, because there will be a time for that.
Only half the battle has been accomplished. Unless you watch them drop, then it's...
But celebrating before you find one, oh man, I just feared that,
Yeah, because we've experienced the letdown of thinking things were going to be better. And they don't end up that way all the time. I think another thing that would be interesting to talk about here is we've talked about Steve and I saddle hunt. And you saddle hunt, but you do a different kind of saddle hunt.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Because what are you using?
Oh, okay. So people ask me if I've heard of saddle hunting. I'm like, yeah, I've been saddle hunting since 2013. I hunt out of a Guido's Web saddle. That would be the precursor to the JX3.
Yep.
And that's kind of a hybrid saddle. It's a bit clunky.
Look it up. Look it up. You got to, because I think a lot of people hear saddle, they think the piece of material that sits around your butt almost like a swing,
right?
And you wrap your rope around the tree and you connect to it. That's kind of, I would say that describes how I saddle hunt.
Yep.
It's a small piece of fabric.
Yep. Super lightweight, super mobile,
tethered to the tree.
Barely know it's there.
Yep. And then what's the difference on yours? What's the difference on the Guidos?
So the Guidos and the JX3 are more like a folding backpack where you have shoulder straps. You have a full backrest, and then you have a seat that folds down under your butt, and then leg straps. But the coolest thing and the most comfortable thing that I can say about them is they've got this support between your legs that will actually go and hold the tree. The
support bar.
Yeah, the support bar.
Out, so your body doesn't go all the way to the tree.
Yep.
The saddle hits the tree and keeps your knees away from having to rest on it.
Yeah, I've never had my knees, even be able to touch the tree because of the design of the saddle. And so I can stand on the top stick of a ladder and maybe have a screw in or, something to the side, either side. And that's it. I've
You
actually
don't need a platform.
I've never hunted out of a platform.
Yeah.
And I can be super comfortable, reclined. I still have pretty good mobility, probably a little less than a traditional saddle. And climbing up the tree, it's a little clunky because every time you get to the base, you have to take it off, flip your seat down,
Yeah.
strap it up, climb the tree. And then,
You said it's like a folding backpack. I would almost describe it more as a folding chair.
Yeah.
Because there's actually a structure that
Yep.
you're sitting on. Like,
Oh,
it's
yeah.
it's a true seat.
yep,
And then it's a true backrest.
yep,
And it still connects to the tree the same. Like, it tethers to the tree.
right.
But you can actually sit there like you're sitting in a chair.
Yeah.
You're not having to support yourself like you're in a swing type
Yep.
thing.
I
Kinda
can
like what
literally
Steve and I
pick
do.
my feet up if I want and lounge. Yeah.
And I bought a Guido's in that thing, and then I actually bought a JX3 too to try it again. Is the most comfortable way to hunt.
Oh, man.
You cannot beat the comfort out of it, but you and I differ that I felt like I was limited in my motions, which you say you don't have any issues. I'm sure lots of other guys that do it don't have any issues with it. But for me, I felt like I was too limited in my motions that I finally went back to the standard saddle. But I can tell you, I give up a ton of comfort
Yeah.
to have more mobility.
Yep.
And
And you don't know what you don't know. Me not having been in a traditional saddle, I don't know how much mobility I've lost or not, but I know I have comfort and I know I have back support.
I was going to say,
And
I
at
can
44
and I
years
can
old,
tell you that there are a lot of mornings that I'm like, hey, you want to meet up for breakfast? And you're like, I'm going to sit for another couple hours. And I'm
You're
like, yeah,
like-
there was no way I was going to sit for
Yeah.
2 more hours in my saddle. And you're comfortable. You're hanging out up there.
there's enough uncomfortable things about hunting. Cold feet, all that kind of boredom.
Boredom. You remember the old days? I don't know if you ever did this. The travel Yahtzee games,
Oh yeah.
the little battery powered 4x4
Oh my
inch.
gosh.
I remember buying one of those and sitting in my tree stand playing Yahtzee.
No way.
Yeah, I just
That
kept
before
it in the backpack.
phones?
Probably.
Oh my gosh.
At least before before you were using your phone to
For
sit on.
everything?
It may not have been before phones, but it was before Facebook and all social
All the
media. You're sitting there
other
scrolling.
distractions.
Yeah, you're not sitting
Yeah.
there scrolling. Yeah, I remember I had a travel Yahtzee game. That's so funny. I
That's
thought of that.
hilarious.
But yeah, I think the saddle. So for me, I have a lot of trees preset where I use 20-foot a 20-foot set of sticks,
Ladder sticks,
that I set up springtime.
Yeah.
Leave them, whatever.
Yep.
But when I get to the top, because of the way my saddle's set up, I have to have a platform,
Yep.
which isn't a huge pain in the butt, but it's another couple minutes of having to strap that on so I can have something to stand on while I hunt, where you set a 20-foot set of sticks
And
you put maybe a screw-in step on either side of it, right?
Yep.
And that's all you need. You just need something to get a foot on so that you can spin yourself around the tree. Mm-hmm. I think that's huge.
it's almost give and take. You have to do the platform. I don't have to do the platform, but I have to,
set up some more.
Yep, before climbing the tree.
Yeah.
So
I took I've got a piece of family property that I actually haven't hunted in, I don't even know,
years.
7, 8, 9 years, something like that probably. And my brother and I decided the other day, we found out our cousin hadn't been hunting it. We thought he'd been hunting it this whole time, and he hadn't been hunting it at least this year. So we were like, let's go up to the property tonight and just see.
Try it out.
No idea what to expect.
No expectations.
No. But I didn't have any sticks set up. I didn't have any of that. And my platform was hanging in my favorite spot on another one of my properties that I had
You plan
left.
to go back to.
Yeah, because you're always going to go back there.
You're
And
the
then
king
next
of
thing you know-
leaving.
And So I told my brother, I'm like, hey, do you still have your climber? And he's like, yeah. I said, just bring me the base of that.
Oh, yeah.
And so he brings me the base. He doesn't saddle hunt, so he doesn't know what I need it for. So I was trying to use my tether and just use the base of this thing to climb up. I was so mad by the time I walked in by having this clunky ass thing hanging off my shoulders that I was like, now I remember why we did away with this. But for years, like,
and the sound of a climber.
You thought a climber was the way to go. And man, you're going up a tree just scraping and clanging and clunking and carrying.
Hey, they are comfortable.
5 pounds. But when you got up there, they were sweet.
Have you noticed on Facebook lately, there's this like kind of a pendulum swing back to climbers are better. I've seen quite a few little posts about climbers are better than saddles. If
they could find a way to make them sub like 10 pounds.
Yeah.
I think I'd be fine with that. Like
getting in the morning in the dark, it's metal. Like there's metal on metal, unless there was one that I wasn't aware of.
No, I mean, they were always a pain in the butt, but they were comfortable once you got up in them.
Oh yeah, I still have one out right now.
The saddle is the ultimate as far as ease of use,
mobility,
and I think yours offers enough comfort. I'm not going to say my saddle's as comfortable as a climber. It's not.
Yeah,
but it's got enough payoff to it that I'm like, oh yeah, I love my saddle. But it was interesting because it'd probably been 10 years or so since I'd carried a climber in on my back, and it's catching tree branches, and I'm trying to duck under brush because nobody had been out there to clear any of the trails or anything. And
you get there and have to throw the cable around. Then you're scooching up the tree.
But I killed a lot of deer with a climber.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Like I said, I still have one, and it's out in the woods right now. It's at the base of a tree.
Just waiting?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, so you don't even what do you got? A couple ground blinds now, don't you?
Yeah, an elevated blind, a ground blind, and then probably 7 or 8 sticks, like prepped trees is what I would call them. Because saddle ready.
You do quite the opening weekend normally, or opening day, right?
Yeah.
With the family.
Past couple of years, yeah, we sure have. Yeah. 2 boys now that are ages, what are they, 12 and 15. So, yeah, we bring my wife out, and she sits with my older son, and I sit with my younger son, Reed, and we'll both, it's all about comfort and seeing deer, so we both sit in blinds, and it's been pretty good to us past couple of years. Yeah.
This year how many years have both of them shot a deer?
I think this is year 3 that they both shot a deer. Okay. I think Jace, the 15-year-old, he's shot bucks. I think he's shot his 4th buck this year.
Okay.
So all with a gun. I got him out bow hunting this year and last year, but that's really hard to find time with football. And
was Reed's buck his first this year?
That was Reed's 2nd buck.
Okay.
Yep. He did not shoot a buck last year, but he shot a great tall brow tine 8-point 2 years ago.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you got the whole family
tradition. Yeah. The wife, the kids, the cousin. Yeah.
And then this year,
I don't even hunt opening day anymore.
This year brought the whole family and hung out at our place, so that was kind of cool because my wife and girls love hanging out with them. So yeah, it was the new version of deer camp.
Yeah,
hanging in the house with the wife and kids, and
I think that's one thing that I miss about hunting or have missed out on, is that deer camp feeling, that camaraderie, that telling stories, talking about memories, kind of like what we're doing here.
Right.
Like, that's why this is so much fun.
Yep.
Because that's what you do at deer camp.
Yeah, and
at least that's what I think you do.
When we developed it, we were like, what do we want a podcast to be? And essentially, the final answer was, we want it to be like you're sitting at the campfire at deer camp.
Yeah, stories.
It could be talking about totally off the wall stuff,
Well,
and then you go back to talking about deer for a little bit, and then
Yeah.
you go talk about off the wall stuff. But it's awesome because as much as you remember killing deer,
Yep.
you remember being with somebody,
Who you were with. Yep.
you know, and what those emotions were is the fun part of it. And like we just talked about with that doe hunt, yeah, killing does was fun, but sitting around in
grilling,
Joe's barn, listening
playing
to Matt
guitar.
playing some guitar and
gosh, eating.
telling stories with your buddies and eating
Yep.
fresh backstrap, like that's what
That's
made
what it's all
that
about.
hunt what it was.
Yep. And that's why we remember it.
Right, we wouldn't still
I mean,
be
how many
talking
other
about
does
killing a
have you
doe.
killed?
Yeah, we wouldn't still be talking about
Yeah.
vivid memories of a doe kill, 12, 15 years ago.
Yeah.
And it's in my mind like it was yesterday. So,
Yep.
so yeah, that's man. I feel like this is not going to be your last appearance on the show.
I hope not.
because we have stories galore that we can share
Let's keep it
over
going. Yeah.
over almost 40 years of knowing each other.
Right. It's crazy.
So insane. I found a picture actually yesterday of our dads sitting on the baseball bench as we were like first or second graders.
Yeah. They were our coaches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it made me laugh. I was like, oh my
Yeah.
goodness, time just flies. So
1990. I think I still have a baseball with all of our signatures.
all of our
on it.
signatures. Yeah. Before we even knew how to write in cursive, probably.
Cursive. What's that?
Yeah, right. Yeah, cursive's gone now. So, but yeah, so I'm going to let you get out of here because you have made the hour-and-a-half drive back to go do some deer hunting.
Sounds good.
Yeah, so want to thank everybody for watching the show this week. Make sure you guys are checking out Smoking It Smokers at smokingit.com or checking them out on Amazon. And if you got any questions, feel free to reach out to us at theproviderspodcast@gmail.com. You can check us out on Facebook, Twitter, X, all the other stuff that the young kids think are cool. I don't even know what this stuff is anymore. And as usual, if you want to watch the video, make sure you're checking us out on YouTube. We try to include pictures and video sometimes of past hunts. So if you're looking for the next level experience of looking at our ugly mugs, check us out on YouTube. And we appreciate your support, and we'll catch you guys next time.